Chess is more than a game. It's strategy, it's intelligence, it's friendship. Welcome to my world. Welcome to my channel. The game has just begun.
Hi chess friends, I'm here to show you a really beautiful game that was played by Magnus Carlsen and the Chinese player Bubu Xiangzhi, so a top player with a score over elo over 2700, so strong player. And in this game Magnus Carlsen opens with the e4. Bubu Xiangzhi play e5 and bishop c4 by Carlsen. Knight f6, attacking this pawn, and d3 to defend this pawn, typical opening. Knight c6 and knight f3 by Carlsen. Bishop e7 and castle and castle. Bubu Xiangzhi castle. So we have this position, and here Carlsen plays bishop b3. The idea to play bishop b3 is to make safe the bishop from the pushing pawn of the opponent. Okay, from pushing pawn like this, like d4-5 or maybe c6 d5. Not in this position exactly, but this is the idea of bishop b3. And this bishop remains on this diagonal to put in pressure on f7. d6 by Bubu Xiangzhi and c3. Bishop e6 to counterattack the bishop of Carlsen, and rook e1. Bishop queen d7 and knight d2. Rook b8. The two players continue to develop his pieces, their pieces, and bishop c2. This is another typical idea. You push c3 and you put the bishop up b3 to come back on c2, and don't change the bishop. d5, attacking in the center, and now h3, cutting off bishop g4 square or knight g4 square. h6 by Bubu Xiangzhi, the same idea, and e capture for d5. Knight capture for d5, and we have knight capture for e5, knight capture, and rook capture for e5. We have the changement of a lot of pieces, and now we have this position where the both player has the two pair of bishop and the two rook. So, but we have 4 pawns for Carlsen, 4 pawns here and 3, so 7 pawns, and Bubu Xiangzhi has 6 pawns, so Carlsen is pawn up. We have bishop d6, Carlsen has to retreat the rook and plays rook e1, and now this bishop are so beautiful, this two pair of bishop. Whereas bishop of Carlsen, yeah, could be beautiful, but for now are close. So here Bubu Xiangzhi decided to use this bishop to attack, and decide to do a very aggressive move. He plays bishop for h3. Here you should capture. Is the best way to continue the game. If you don't capture, you don't gain anything, because for example, if you play a move like this, I don't know, like for example this move, black can simply come back with the bishop and you lost an important pawn. So here you have to capture. Carlsen capture, and here you can continue the game for white, but you have to play really precisely to survive. So here Book Xiangzhi capture and queen for h3, and we have knight f1, a really nice move for Carlsen. He want to bring the knight over and want to defend the g3 square, the h2 square, and the queen can come back here on h2 and take some damage. We have a rook e8 by Book Xiangzhi, and now d4, f5 by Book Xiangzhi, who want to push the pawn and put in pressure here. This is a strong move. This pawn is dangerous. He want to push f4 and then f3. This is a good idea. And now Carlsen plays another good move and plays bishop b3. The idea is pinning this knight, and this knight here is hanging, so Book Xiangzhi defend with c6 defends the pawn. Yeah, we have f4 by Carlsen to cutting off this pushing f5 f4 of the opponent, and now king h7. We have bishop capture for d5, c capture for d5, and now rook e3 to attack the queen of Book Xiangzhi. But here we have capture, rook for e3, bishop for e3, and now you have to attack, and Book Xiangzhi play g5, a really nice move. He want to use his pawn structure fgh against the only f pawn of Carlsen, and yes, he is down a piece, but he has so two pass pawn, so terrible strong, and the king is so in danger of Carlsen, and the rook of Carlsen is completely inactive here. So we have king f2. Carlsen want to move the king and make safe, but here we have g capture for f4, attacking the bishop, and here Carlsen decide to play queen f3, trying to change the queen and give back some material to survive. The idea, if you save the bishop with move like this, here there is a check, and you can come obviously here because the rooks join to attack, and you have to move, for example, like this, but now follow rook g8, and when you move the king here to come d3, you can push f3, and now if you come here there is a checkmate, or queen e4 checkmate, or if you come here it's the same, because there is queen e4 check, the king has to move, and you have rook g2. This rook is defended by the pawn, and this pawn is defended by the queen, and this is checkmate. So if you capture the pawn here after the check, it's not a problem, because here follow queen e4 always, the king moves all is square, and then follows rook g2. The queen defends the rook, and this is checkmate. So you can't save the bishop. So here Carlsen play queen f3, Book Xiangzhi here capture, and f for e3, and we have knight for e3, and we reach this position where Carlsen has 4 pawns, Book Xiangzhi have 5 pawns, but this is a pass pawn, this is a pass pawn, and this rook is completely inactive rook. So here we have queen h2 by Book Xiangzhi, check with a nice check, and we have king f2. You would like to cover with some pieces here to activate the rook, but the problem is the push f4. The push f4 is so strong. If you cover for the queen with the queen, you can do this some check, and now you push this pawn, and when the knight moves, f3 is coming. So it's a terrible position for Carlsen. So here Carlsen decided to play king f1, and now rook g8, and the rook is threatening rook g1 checkmate. Here Carlsen plays queen f6 check. We have rook g6 to defend the king, and now we have king e1. You cannot play moves like this because you cover with the rook, and if you continue to check with move like this, you can play this move, and then you have no check. You can't check here because there is a bishop, and you can't check here because there is a rook, and now you have no check, and this is threatening checkmate, so you lose completely the game. So you can draw, you can do not draw for repetition, you can do nothing. And after the check, rook g6, Carlsen decided to play king e1, trying to escape, and here Xiangzhi play h5. He want to push his best pawn, and this pawn is so deadly, incredibly strong. Here you can't play a move like this, check, because you can cover with the knight, so this is a problem. However, after rook g1, rook g6, we have king e1, and now h5. King d1, Carlsen want to bring the king on c2, or when it will be possible, but now follow king h6. We have knight c2, h4, and knight e1. Carlsen is a real damage here, because his position is completely going not well. And h3 and knight f3 attacking the queen, but here Xiangzhi plays queen g2, and we have knight e1, and now a terrible strong move, queen g4, check, and attacks the queen. So here Carlsen has to change the queen, queen for g4, rook for g4, and now there is a problem. This passed pawn is too strong, really too strong. So here Carlsen try to play knight f3, so you can push here. If you push, you come back here with the king, and you defend the point of promoting, the h1 promote. But here Xiangzhi has the winning idea. You can find the move that destroy Carlsen, and the winning move in this position if you want. You can stop the video, because here Xiangzhi play rook g1 check, and here you can do nothing. If you move the king, you lose the rook, so then you have no rook, so you lose. If you cover with the knight, you push the pawn, and there is no way to stop the promoting on h1. You can do nothing. You can move this knight, you have to move this king, but you lose completely with this queen. And here, after this check, you could try to capture with the knight, but then follows h2, and now you can do nothing. If you move the king, you promote to a queen here, and if you don't move the king but if you move the knight, this king block the rook on the first file, and here queen promotes, you have to move the king and you lose the rook. So, and yeah, so this move is deadly completely. Rook g1 check, and yeah, Carlsen resigned. And what a nice game with a sacrifice on this pawn. And Carlsen defends well, but the attack of Xiangzhi was too strong. This is a bishop that can come on h3 and destroy the defense of Carlsen. And we have this position where the king is in really trouble, and then follow the attack with g5. This pawn structure are so strong, and the position here fall apart. I'm finished with this beautiful rook sacrifice to promote the pawn. And yeah, thank you for watching my video. I hope this video enjoy you, and thank you very much. Subscribe to my channel, I would really appreciate it. And we will see you soon with another video like always. And thank you very much. Bye.